What's up, Internet? It's Bewildered Bat, and I'm back again. I'm back this time to talk about The Flash, the new show that just premiered a few days ago, and I am not disappointed. The pilot episode was pretty good, I have to admit. But first off, the guy playing The Flash, his name is Grant Gustin, and he's playing Barry Allen. And that's really the only thing that I don't care too much for, because I've kind of started to like Wally West a little more. He was the second Flash, in case you didn't know that. Barry Allen, no, he's the third. Barry Allen being the second. There was one before Barry Allen. But I like Wally West just because of his attitude. But this guy, I feel like, plays this part very well. And this episode, as you can imagine, is pretty much him discovering his powers and who he is and how he was created. In the beginning of this episode, I'm not sure if this is comic book truth, but it shows his mother getting killed, and I didn't expect it to open like this. Barry Allen, as a young kid, wakes up in the middle of the night, and there's water rising out of his fish tank up in midair. So he runs downstairs, and he hears noises, and his mother is in some living room type room or something in their house, and there's this red and yellow balls of lightning flying past her like this. And I never put any thought to who it might be who had those colors, red and yellow. But later on in the episode, when he gets his abilities, if you don't know how Flash works, he runs fast, obviously, but him running fast also translates into him healing faster. He thinks a lot faster than we do. And when he gets his powers, he thinks back to that night when his mom died, and now that he can think really fast, he remembers seeing a person wearing yellow. Now, this might be a potential spoiler, so cover your ears if you don't want to hear it, but I really, really think it's Reverse Flash. And if you don't know anything about Reverse Flash, I'm not as big of a Flash fan as Batman, I might have mentioned. But if you don't know anything about Reverse Flash, he's a different dimension version of the regular Flash. He's called Reverse Flash, and he wears yellow with a red lightning bolt instead of red with a yellow lightning bolt. And he has these red lightning bolts on his head. And his sole purpose is to, at least from what I saw, is to torment the normal Flash his whole life. So I guess he started by killing his mother. And if that's the Reverse Flash's purpose, I don't know why he started when he was little. I might be wrong on that. But I felt like, I don't know if it's just because I knew the Flash was going to be in the episode, and I knew he was going to be able to run really fast, but it seemed like in this episode, there was a lot of times where it was very obvious that the people in the scenes couldn't run fast enough. And like I said, I don't know if that's because I knew the Flash was coming or what. But there's one part in the beginning where these two cops they find this dude who's been stealing. They find this criminal, and my eye itches. They find this criminal, and one of the guys gets shot, so his partner's dealing with him, and he looks back, and the guy's already at the plane he's gonna get away in. And I kind of feel like they made that scenario on purpose. That, like, the policeman who didn't get shot couldn't run fast enough to catch him. It's kind of what I feel like. But that guy ends up being one of the people to get his powers. Now, I didn't know that this happened like this, but when this particle accelerator machine exploded, it struck Barry Allen with his lightning bolt, but it also gave a bunch of other people light powers. And the first villain of this episode had some kind of storm weather powers, kind of like Storm from X-Men. And I thought that was pretty solid. And at the end, he defeats him. And before he defeats him, it's very obvious how he's going to do it. This guy creates this tornado, this spinning one way. And if you don't realize how he's going to beat him, you might need to read some more Flash comics. Because, like the tornado, for instance, is spinning in this direction. But the Flash obviously figures out that he needs to run I don't know if I can do it. Can I do it? He needs to run this direction. The top hand being the Flash, and that's harder than it looks. Try it. You can do. Yeah, I did it. He needs to run the opposite way the tornado is spinning to shut the tornado down. And that's pretty much the episode. He's trying to find this guy with the weather powers. And at the end, it was crazy because the professor that created this machine was apparently close to it when it exploded, and it hurt a bunch of people. I think they were all viewing it or something. It hurt a bunch of people and put him in a wheelchair. Wheelchair. Now, I'm bringing out the quote fingers again because they, at the end of the episode, this guy finds this door and, goes in it in his wheelchair, and it closes behind him. It's like he puts his hand on the wall or something, and the wall opens. It's not the best effect I've ever seen, but you get the point. And he goes to this computer type thing. I'm not sure what it was, and it's not that I didn't look at it closely and try to figure it out. I'm not sure. It was some kind of computer thing. And the screen pops up, and it says Flash dead in crisis, or Flash disappears in crisis 2024. Now, I want to think. Now realize that 2024, I'm not calling you stupid, but what I'm saying is 2024 is only obviously 10 years away. So 2014, 2024, 10 years away. And I like to think that Crisis is kind of a hint to Crisis on Earth. Now, I never read that comic run. I don't really exactly know what happens, but I know it's a very, very large superhero crisis. It has to do with different dimensions and a bunch of other stuff. And that's also why I think Reverse Flash was in the beginning, because he knew it was going to happen. But anyway, back to the wheelchair man. He rolls into this room with his wheelchair, and before looking at this computer screen, he gets up out of his wheelchair. And, first off, I realized he can heal like the Flash, like the Red Flash. So all of a sudden I started thinking maybe he's got some ability, maybe he got something from this particle accelerator that they didn't know about. Maybe he's a different superhero. Maybe he's some superhero that people didn't think would be in it. But this episode ends. I really like the ending. It ends in that room. This guy's looking at this computer screen, and it ends with like a yellow bolt of lightning shooting off the screen or something. Shooting across the screen. I'm not really sure what you'd call it. It shot this way. It went past. You're looking at the guy face to face like you're looking at me, and it went like this way. But I kind of feel like he's Reverse Flash since it was a yellow bolt, and it looked like Reverse Flash in the beginning. Now it did not confirm that was actually Reverse Flash in the beginning, but I just assumed it was because the dude was running really fast, and when Barry Allen thought back after he could think real fast, it was obviously a tall man in yellow, and I just assumed that it was Reverse Flash. Now there is a black Flash, not African American Flash, but kind of a reaper of the Flashes, if you will. He's got a black costume with a red bolt, and he's got skin of a zombie. He looks very cool, and he's pretty much. This is kind of off topic. I'm just bringing this up just to bring it up, I guess. But he's pretty much the Grim Reaper of the Flashes, and he's the thing because Death. I'm getting this from the Justice League cartoon. Because Death can't run fast enough to kill a Flash. So that this black Flash is in creation to kill. He's pretty much, humans. There's that myth of the Grim Reaper for humans. Like when we're about to die, he appears and takes us to the afterlife or whatever he does. And Black Flash is pretty much that for a Flash. So if you're Flash and you're about to die, you're going to see him. That's pretty much what he is. And one thing I'd like to bring up that got me kind of excited since I like Wally West is a girl that Barry Allen, in the show, the girl he grew up with because his mom's dead and his father got framed for the murder. And somewhere in the episode, he goes to the prison his father's being held in and tells his dad that he knows it wasn't him. And that, it's a big relief. But another family took Barry Allen in when his parents were dead and in prison. and their last name is West. And he obviously likes the daughter of this man who took him in, which is his boss, I want to say. Barry Allen works in the police department. He's in the science department or whatever, forensics, I guess. And a detective took him in and has a daughter, and his daughter's name is Iris West. And the lady who plays her is Candace something. I don't know. I have her last name. I just got to find it. Give me a second. It is Candace Patton. And I just really want to believe that they are eventually going to give birth, have Wally West. That's really what I want to think. But she's clearly not a white lady. She doesn't look like she's a white lady. But that doesn't mean anything. I really really hope we get a version of this show with Wally West in it, just because I like him so much. He's just sarcastic, and I think he's just funny. Let's see, anything else worth mentioning? I don't think so. But all in all, this was a good first episode. I feel like, some shows in that first episode you don't know about. You're not sure. Like, I will admit, this might be a sin to say it, but I really was not sure about Walking Dead when I watched the first episode for the first time. But with The Flash, it seems to be a pretty solid, concrete thing. And I'm very excited to see the second episode. And just some stuff during this episode is that the guy who makes his suit says his suit is like a prototype for firemen, so they don't get burnt up or hot, so they can withstand his speed, so it doesn't burst into flames on his body. And at one point, he's running to Starling City. And if you know anything about Starling City, you know that's where Green Arrow is, and apparently they're friends. But while he's running to Starling City, he stops for a minute, and his coat's got ashes and embers flying all over it, so he takes it off. And I didn't know that happened with Flash. I had no idea. But this guy who makes the suit, he's putting a lightning bolt on the chest, like the traditional Flash costume. And she's like, why a lightning bolt? Why a lightning bolt? And I was like, 'cause he can run fast. I will see you guys in the next episode. Click the like button if you liked this video. Oh, and I will also be reviewing or talking about the new American Horror Story Freak Show. I'm a huge fan of that series. And I would have talked about past seasons, but I didn't have my YouTube channel going at that point. So hit the like button if you liked it, and I will see you next time.